Good morning. You're watching Morning at NTV. Time for us to take note. You're with me, Flavia Tumusime, and this morning we're talking about a safe learning environment, what that means, how it can be achieved at the first Enable Hackathon 2018. I need to get that right from them, whether it's Enable or Enable. I have from the Innovation Village, a team leader, CK Japheth, and Christelle Joquet, a resident representative from Enable, Enable. Yeah. Which one?
Enable would be better.
Would be better.
Yeah, let us try.
Enable. Enable. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. See, now we got it. It's Enable. Yeah. So we'll start with you, Japheth. You're from Innovation Village.
Yes.
I think we've heard people talk about the Innovation Village, and in our minds, it just sounds like a place where we go and have ideas birthed.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. So the Innovation Village is a destination. Young entrepreneurs and innovators who are building solutions to some of our biggest challenges, call home. We built it to create that safe space where, Uganda is the most entrepreneurial country in the world, but 95% of these guys are dying in their first year of operation. So what we're trying to explore is how do we create success and how do we give those ideas, bring them to the marketplace.
So is this a safe space for anyone in tech or any kind of idea?
So it's not just tech, it's entrepreneurship. It's we bring on board people who are building solutions to problems that we're facing in community. So about 70% is tech, and then non-tech is about 30%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the Innovation Village.
Yes.
So Christelle, let's understand Enable. What does Enable do in the country?
Okay, Enable, we are the Belgian Development Agency, in fact. So up till January, we were known as BTC, Belgian Technical Cooperation. Now in January, we changed our name, our logo to Enable, our mission, our vision. So now mainly our vision is based on the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, with a strong focus on gender equality, rule of law, and freedom of choices. So what we do in Uganda, we have worked with Uganda previously. Our cooperation, bilateral cooperation between Belgium and Uganda dates back to 1995.
Oh.
So we will soon celebrate officially 20 years of development cooperation.
Okay. So the ones you're mentioning, which is gender equality,
rule of law, and freedom of choice.
That's the general
this is
vision.
The general, yes, indeed.
What's the vision then here in Uganda? Are you still following the same SDGs here as well?
Yes. So the vision on all the SDGs, the 17 SDGs.
Yes.
Now each country has specific SDGs which are targeted. So in Uganda we mainly work on SDG 3, which is health, health full coverage for the health sector. SDG 4, which is quality education.
Yes.
SDG 1, of course, which is fight against poverty, and SDG 5, which is gender equality.
Okay.
I would say those are the main SDGs we take into account in our current country program.
I mean, I think it's what we also need focus on here, education and health. So if I could just ask you to maybe briefly tell us what exactly you do in each of these. So for example, in your focus on education, what do you do there? And then on your focus on health, what you do there?
Okay, in education we have two main pillars. So we focus our work on teacher training. Teacher training means we support the process of teaching the trainers who will teach to secondary students, in fact. So we support 5 national teachers' colleges. There are 5 in Uganda. We support all of them. And we also work with 17 secondary schools to make continuous school practices.
Oh, okay. So directly with the schools?
Yes. Okay. So between the NTCs and the secondary schools.
I hear you.
So our work with the NTCs is quite comprehensive because it builds against 3 main lines. The first one is improving infrastructure, classrooms, libraries, dormitories, all the facilities a proper NTC needs. Then we also work on improving the management of the school, which is also really key.
Yes.
And the third important line is really to improve on pedagogy. Active teaching and learning, how can the teacher best teach to the future teacher. This is one of our main lines. On this one we work on ICT also to try to have better equipped libraries, not only with books but also with ICT material. So this is very important, and continuous school practices also, and continuous professional development for the teachers.
So that's education.
This is education, but this is only one aspect of what we do in education. The second one is focused on skilling.
Yes.
Because as you know, Uganda is a very young population, and skilling is really a priority for the government, for the private sector, civil society, and for several development partners also, including Belgium. So we support, in fact, the whole reform to go to a more comprehensive Skilling Uganda strategy, including and led by private sector, Ministry of Education, and then all the institutions that train people, young people in the country, what we call BTVET institutions, business, technical and vocational schools.
Right.
So we support several of them in the country, and we also work at central level to support the reform process.
I hear you.
So we have an important also skills development fund, which is active in 3 main areas of the country. One is Rwenzori Albertine region.
Okay.
The other one is West Nile, thanks to the support of the EU, the EU Trust Fund, in fact. So working with refugees and host communities. And the third region in which the Skills Development Fund is active is Karamoja.
Okay.
Thanks to a very meaningful support also of Irish Aid. So we not only work for the Belgian government, in fact, but also for
other partners. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you skilling, and then of course with the training, ideally you train in the management of the school.
Of the school, this is for the NTC side of it.
And then how they teach and all the others. So that's briefly on health. What do you do in the space of health?
On health, on this one we work on system strengthening. So health system strengthening at the level of the districts mainly. So we started piloting a few...
So these are the health centers we have in the districts?
Absolutely, in the district. Health centers, 4 hospitals, and a few health centers, 3 also. So what we do is try to improve quality of care through a performance-based approach, what we call technical result-based financing approach.
Yes.
This is a tool, if you want, an approach to really improve on service delivery, which means the health center is rewarded if they achieve a lot of quality indicators on patient care, attention for mother and child, management. I will not go now into the full
so what
list.
You're saying is if my health center or district hospital can achieve, maybe you have the right equipment to treat me.
Yes.
You treat
the
me
drugs
well.
also. The right drugs, you know,
the right drugs, and all of that. If it's a check for everything, then what? We get money?
Yes.
Okay.
So they get money which is pre-agreed. So we signed an agreement previously.
That if I meet these standards, I get this.
Yes, absolutely.
And do I aim it anywhere at any need in my hospital?
Okay. Yes, it should really be reinvested in the health center or the hospital to keep on improving, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's really the whole point.
So so I'm wondering how then Japheth, for example, the Innovation Village then comes to work with Enable. I've been at least I noted the education side.
Yeah.
So might explain that.
No, that's really simple because the 95% failure rate in our entrepreneurs is because most of them are building solutions for Silicon Valley, and yet we have real challenges we're facing here on ground, and that's one of the reasons success evades them. So our biggest challenge is how do we put our most pressing challenges in education, in health, in agriculture, in front of these guys, and tell them build solutions for these problems.
Okay.
And if you build a solution for a problem in education that enable finances, then you already have a partner who you can grow your business with. And partner will easily, finance the growth of that company, that solution. And that's how you actually build a business that can go on to offer a reputable
they always say when you're starting anything, is it a solution? Does it help someone? Is it fixing something? If it's not for the greater good, sometimes, of course, you don't have anyone you're talking to. So this is the first Enable Hackathon, and I'm told the theme is safe learning environment.
Yes.
I've been thinking, what does a safe learning environment look like? Because are you talking about schools? Are you talking about wherever I learn at whatever level?
So the focus of this particular hackathon is mostly looking at the technical training institutions and safe learning spaces for students in Uganda, but within those spaces. And we're breaking it down to 3 categories that we're trying to understand. For example, how do we build inclusive, how does higher education become inclusive for people with special needs within a technical institution? And then how do we reduce gender-based violence within technical institutions in all its forms? And then also the bias against courses in technical schools. For example, if you went to a technical school, if you started doing a course like carpentry,
they doesn't want to do baking. And
it's easy. So cooking, baking. So how do we reduce that and focus on the practical skill set that someone
I can do welding.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Let's try. See, isn't it laughing?
That's exactly
You're the reason we have this hackathon. So Christelle was trying to explain to me what a hackathon is. It's ideally just put all these wonderful minds together.
So it's quite an interesting scenario if you look at it. And what we're going to do is we're getting sector experts, students, teachers from those universities, from the institutions. We're getting in innovators, entrepreneurs, developers, coders, lock them all up in a room, 3 days straight. It's a marathon, lots of energy. And we take them through the process of ideation. First give them the context of these are the problems. This is how big they are. This is the impact of the problems. And we need your big ideas to help us solve these problems. So we take them through the process of ideation, develop ideas that could solve those. So essentially we'll have anywhere between 30 plus different teams and solutions being ideated. And then over the second day, we'll come from about 30 to about 15 that have best fit solutions. And the solution, the critical component is that it involves every stakeholder within the space. So we're not building solutions for
where one person is aligned or targeted to it.
And then eventually we'll get 5 to 10 solutions that represent viable options across the 3 challenges that are faced. And we'll know, we'll have good conversations with Enable and say, so now these are
the solutions that we have. You noted something there where you said your solution must be able to sort of fuse into every other sector or must be able to work along other sectors. Maybe, Christelle, you can note, given that Enable has probably worked with other partners, you've seen the value working with the ministry, for example. What's the value or the advantage of working with others? That, you can't have a solution alone.
Absolutely, and this is one of the main points of the hackathon, is to try to bring in non-traditional players, I would say, in the development field, in fact. So what we hope through the hackathon is really to involve also civil society, students, as you mentioned, teachers, so really to try to have different kind of engagement, in fact. So this is the whole point, because the ministry, of course, has a point of view, and the ministry will also be involved. They will be in the launch today, they will be in the judges also, because we will have judges deciding on the best solutions, so they will be involved. But we really want to open it up, to try to have solutions that really will meet the challenges that students are facing in the schools. Because you asked what is a safe learning environment, and you provided already answers. But I think it's really important to realize that safe learning environment means a student should be able to learn and really to feel valued, to feel respected, to feel supported also, to reach his real or a real full learning potential, in fact. So it involves many, many things, improvement on infrastructure, which we do already, but also many things about sensitization, about many aspects. But if you want to do it right, you really need to involve the people who are also experiencing this kind of challenges, struggles, stereotypes day after day. This is why this hackathon gives us an ideal opportunity for developers and students, by instance, to meet and to share ideas. and to come up with something that could actually help them in the future.
All right, so just to clarify for people watching, a hackathon is not people just scribbling down on computers and hacking stuff.
No, absolutely no.
No. Coding and trying to find technical solutions. It's just teams coming up with great ideas to problems. So let's just make that clear. They're not coming in with their problems and the solution. You're providing and saying this is the list of problems.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
So we don't provide the solutions, no? We only
just
provide
the problem.
Yes,
the problem. Because I might come up with my own problem and come up with my own solution. So this is happening today, actually.
Yeah, it's happening today, beginning to, the launch is at 3 p.m. And then running all the way to Friday.
Is this happening at the Innovation?
At the Innovation Village.
Of course.
Yeah.
So just to make this clear, this is not something we're saying everybody come. People have teams have already been registered?
Yes, teams have already been registered. It's been, the call has been open for about a month or so, and we already have people who have expressed interest, but people are welcome to attend the launch to see and understand what happens, so they could probably participate in solving other bigger problems that we have.
Definitely. Christelle, he did say that whatever solutions we end up coming with, I mean, it's a discussion together to see that one, funding can happen for some of these solutions. The right partners can have access to those solutions and say, okay, maybe we can apply this with this. But in terms of results at the end of this all, we don't want things to just stay on paper or ideas to just stay in a room. Is there some lasting solution, a plan where we're saying that it won't just end in these 3 days of the hackathon?
I would say ideally, yes.
Okay.
But let us first look at which solutions will be proposed, of course, because for now we don't know. So hopefully we will see, because we also don't know. We have 3 challenges, which CK explained. We don't know which one the teams are going to choose and which kind of solution they will bring. So if it's a good solution which is viable and could be supported by one of our programs, I would say ideally it could be supported and then streamlined. But of course it's not for today to decide. I think it will be for Friday or maybe even the following week. And it's also Friday, it's not the end, because this hackathon, it inscribes itself in a broader initiative led by Enable HQ, in which in fact it's called Hack the Goals. And then partner countries all around the world, mainly Africa, could register. So we registered as Uganda, but we will have competitors like Morocco, Senegal, Niger, Palestinian territories. They also are doing now, in fact, hackathon.
So is it which idea beats which country's idea?
Yes, right. So on November 16th, there will be a competition, like an innovation fair in Brussels. And then all those 5 teams will go and compete again. Are the winning one will
are the hackathons in these different countries around the same problems? No.
No, each one could focus on specific SDGs. So we chose SDG 4, quality education, and SDG 5, gender equality. Other countries can decide to choose,
so it will be the best idea here will compete with the best idea in Morocco, the best idea. We will win.
Absolutely.
We'll bring it home.
I mean, we'll bring it
a lot of positive energy.
We have brilliant minds in this country. So
know.
many brilliant young people. Okay, so just to know, this is the first Enable Hackathon 2018. I know we're pressed for time. This is a theme self-learning environment, or is what you're aiming for is to have a solution for a safe learning environment?
So it's Hack the Goals, but we're bringing down SDG 4 and safe learning spaces for students in Uganda.
And this is happening at the Innovation Village. Where's the Innovation Village?
Tinder Complex, Block B and C. We have 130 startups.
So he did mention, as we wind up, that you're invited for the launch, which is happening today from 3 p.m. So I'm sure at some point you will tell us what the solution has been. Okay, great. Don't loop us in. Loop us in so we can follow until the 16th when we win. Thank you so much, Christelle. Thank you, CK.
Thank
you. It's been a pleasure. That's it for Morning at NTV. Have yourselves a good morning.